Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Jack here from Forest Fan JR, and welcome to another episode of the predictions for the 2016-17 Premier League season. So, last week, as you might be able to, if you watched it, you'll be able to know that I did predict the EFL Cup. So there is one other prediction other than the Premier League in here. There will be another one. I will predict the FA Cup final as well. But without further ado, I think I might get into this video. I've got nothing else to talk about, so yeah, let's just get into it. So for Chelsea and Swansea, I predicted it would be 2-0 to Chelsea, and it was 3-1 Chelsea. Palace and Middlesbrough, I predicted 0-0, and it was 2-1 to Palace. Everton and Sunderland, I predicted 3-1 to Everton, and it was 2-0 to Everton. Hull and Burnley, I predicted 2-1 to Burnley, and it was 1-1. West Brom and Bournemouth, I predicted 2-1 to West Brom. I predicted 1-0, and it was 2-1 to West Brom. Watford and West Ham, I guessed it would be 2-0 to West Ham, and it was 1-1. Tottenham and Stoke, I predicted 2-0 to Tottenham, and it was 4-0 to Tottenham. Leicester and Liverpool, I predicted 2-0 to Liverpool, and it was actually 3-1 to Leicester. Now, Leicester is something I want to talk about. Okay, as you guys probably know, I support Nottingham Forest. As you'd be able to tell by Forest Fan JR, right? So Leicester are a rival of Forest. Geographically, we're close to each other, so we don't like each other. Now, loads of people will be saying, "Oh, well, last season Leicester were my second team, because they were doing so well in the league, blah 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 blah," and it was a fantastic underdog story. For me, I didn't want them to win the league because obviously they're a rival to me, but it was refreshing that they did win the league. I was rooting for Tottenham. That Tottenham would have been a shock as well, but. The thing I want to talk about is Claudio Ranieri. Now, I feel so sorry for the bloke. I really feel sorry for the bloke. He did such a great job last season for Leicester, and he took a team who were dead set to be relegated to win the Premier League. Not even just finish high bottom end of the table. They'll be happy with that. They won the league. I mean, there were talks of them making a statue of him outside the ground to commemorate how fantastic that season was. And then, a few months later, they're near the bottom of the table where he should be, to be honest. And they sacked him. I think that is disgraceful. How disrespectful to... he would have got them out of the relegations, I think. But now I think they're less likely to go. More likely to go down, less likely to stay up. I actually think without Ranieri they stand the worst chance. But I'm not going to rant too much in this video. I'm going to get back into the predictions. And for the EFL Cup, I predicted Manchester United 2, Southampton 1. Now that was such a good game. I watched it on Sky Sports. If you didn't watch it, right? So United took the lead, but before that, Manolo Gabbiadini scored a perfectly good goal. It was onside and everything, but the linesman somehow thought Bertrand was in an offside position, not involved with the play, so he wasn't interfering with the play. He thought that he scored, which meant that United went 1-0 up when they went down the other end and scored a bit later on. Now, if United went 1-0 down, that would have changed the complexion of the game, and I don't think they would have won. But I think that Southampton were really unlucky to lose 3-2 there. I think they deserve to win it. So now moving on to the predictions for this week. Now there is a game here between Manchester City and Stoke, which is played on a Wednesday night. Now I'm not sure why why they're doing that. I'm not sure whether it's anything to do with. No, it's not. I was thinking if it was something to do with because Stoke were going to play Southampton, and because United and City were going to play last week, but the cup was playing. and you know, I thought maybe Stoke were against Arsenal, but I just realised that was actually Stoke were against Southampton, but I actually realised they were playing against Arsenal. So I don't know why Stoke and Man City is being played on Wednesday night. That's just what I got from BBC Sport. So yeah, but let's just move in to these predictions. So Manchester United, I'm going to predict 3-1 to United. I think they'll be in full confidence coming from the back of a EFL Cup win, and I think that they will beat Bournemouth at home, Leicester and Hull. Now, I actually went to the reverse fixture of this, the first game of the season. It was actually the first game, you know, because it was like played at 12:30, where all the other games played at 3 o'clock. And I think Leicester will win that one. They didn't win the first fixture, but I think they'll win this one, which they beat Liverpool 3-1 when they hadn't scored a goal this season before that. That's just... And they didn't have Ranieri, which I think just takes the mickey. I actually do just think it really takes the mickey. Stoke and Middlesbrough, I'm going to predict 2-0. Middlesbrough, I think, are going to be in for a relegation dogfight. Before that, I think they were doing decent, but now they're going to be down in the relegation fights. They just can't seem to score. Swansea and Burnley, I'm going to go with Burnley to win that one 2-1. Not really too much of an explanation why. Swansea have recently got out they're sort of getting out of the relegation scrap, but I think that Burnley will beat them in that game. Watford and Southampton, I'm going to go with Southampton to win 2-1 in that game. Liverpool and Arsenal, which is a big game of the weekend, I'm going to predict 2-0 for that game. I think it'll be a really interesting game. I think that, you know, it'll be a really close encounter, and I do think it'll end up being 2-0. West Brom Palace, I'm going to predict West Brom to win that one 2-1. I just think that they will beat they'll beat Palace on that game. I just think Palace did get a win against Middlesbrough, but I think that they will lose against West Brom at the Hawthorns. Tottenham and Everton, I'm going to predict Tottenham to win that one 3-1. I think Tottenham are just class this season, and they were all looking up to win the league last season, and I think that they'll have a serious... Like they'll be higher than Arsenal this season. They'll finish higher than Arsenal, and I think that they'll contribute to that claim by beating Everton 3-1. Sunderland and City, I'm going to say Sunderland are going to lose 4-1. I think they're going to get bumped by Manchester City in that game. I think it was going to be an absolute goal fest for City. West Ham and Chelsea, I'm going to predict Chelsea to win that London derby 2-0 at the London Stadium. I think that will be a good win for Chelsea. I think it will be, another win for Chelsea. I think they've won the league now. I just can't see anyone stopping them. Tottenham might stop them, but Chelsea did a serious slip up, and I can't see it coming really. And then for the random Wednesday night game, I don't know what this is. I don't know why this game's being played, but Man City. One sec. I put Man City instead of Man City there. Man City and Stoke, I'm going to predict Manchester City to win 2-0 at the Etihad Stadium. Now, I'm not really... Well, I think Man City will, they have what it takes to beat Stoke, but, I think that they'll beat them 2-0 in that game. So, that does wrap up this week's predictions video. If you did enjoy it, a like would be much appreciated. Please, would you be able to check the description and follow mine and Callum's Twitter accounts. I'm getting quite close to 100 followers. I think Callum's on 120 at the minute. So if you could go and, drop us follows down, go and drop a follow after you, would you be able to check our Twitters down in the description, drop us a follow. Callum will keep you up to date with video news, and I can keep you up to date with my predictions and things like that. So, I talk about football and things like that. Sometimes on Twitter. So if you do want to, drop a follow, then that'll be much appreciated. Like and subscribe if you enjoy what you see around here. The other predictions will be in the description. Comment your predictions if you fancy in the comment section. And goodbye. See ya.